YouTube, it's Brian Phillips here. We've had some exciting news the last few weeks with the new airplane and all sorts of other cool things, and tiny airplanes and real airplanes alike. But we have some more news, an update on the house, so hopefully you'll be excited about this too. We wanted to show you the finished runway, and then we're going to show you the house. It's getting so close we can taste it. So without further ado, this is the driveway, which for most channels would be like, are you seriously filming your driveway? Well, this is a runway, okay? So come on up. You guys get the full walk. This is our beautiful, this is from the county. Thank you very much, county. And then over here, we've got another little gift from the county. Since we already bought and paid for the concrete. So we've got this. They've done some grading, some rough grading. It looks slightly better, but it's still not quite perfect. So now when you drive on the shoulder, you drive on the shoulder and then you get to go over some bumps and then you're onto the driveway, because it would have been really bad to have a chunk of concrete there.
It would have been.
So as you can see, they did this little splash zone here. This is going to help to keep the road from washing out. It's ugly though, so it's going to get covered. So that's not done, but it's getting close. So come on in, guys. As you can see, we have some wavy davies here. We have tested this. Trailers do fit, and you can make the turn by the skin of your teeth.
Yep.
So there's our straight runway, straight and narrow. We are super excited. If it weren't horrible weather right now, we would totally be flying for yours truly. But also we would share it with you. So as you can see, we've got a really good runway here. Raymond, I'm not sure if the airplane would take off here or not. Probably not today because the wind's going this way. So we're gonna walk you all the way up and give you guys a view of it.
Okay, they can see the house from here now too.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there was that thing that happened too.
Yeah.
They painted it, and then they put the stone on, and then they dropped off a bunch of dirt. Well, the dirt may have been here, but we have about 6 or 7 more loads of dirt, and I think it's gonna be more like 20 or 30 more loads. But our builder claims it's gonna be 6 or 7 more because they're digging a basement on the other side of town. So anyway, come on up, guys. Give a shot of the trim is white, and the body color is, it's called Cyberspace, which is gray, even though it looks mysteriously blue. What is the trim color?
Origami white, which are both Sherwin-Williams.
Both Sherwin-Williams products. So as you approach, this is getting wider and wider incrementally until we get up to the main driveway. So we'll get out of the wind here, guys. I don't have a lapel mic. That seems to be a topic of conversation lately.
Again.
Some year I will do it, guys. Don't worry. So as you can see, the door is black. What's that black called?
Tricorn black.
Tricorn black, and the Origami white, and then of course there's some white metal around the door that they recommended we not paint. And that was not a design choice that we maybe were crazy about, but I think it looks great. My wife is still on the fence about it. So come on up, we'll show you a closer view. As you can see, we've got these nice radius turns here, so we can get our taxiway lines on a runway. And then over here, this is gonna be where it continues out to our outbuilding when we get enough money from winning the lottery to build the outbuilding. So that'll be a while. Probably wouldn't hold your breath on that video, guys. But as you can see, the brick is done. This is, what would we call this?
It's a ledge stone, but the color is like smooth gray. It's a mix of a couple of different grays. Yeah.
So come on up, we'll give you a closer look. Obviously we've got the radiuses here and the radiuses here. Some people are into square walkways, and to be honest with you, Megan and I thought we were gonna do square walkways. But when I got wind that I could do the taxiway style, I was all about it. And it's gonna be super cool because we have so many different places that we can do takeoffs and landings from. It's incredible. And so come on up, we'll just show them this. I wasn't real crazy about the difference in color. I didn't feel like this matched well with any of the stone. So I was bummed about that, but it does look nice. And then of course this will wash the water away.
You can see the blue color, or gray, whatever.
Yeah,
a little better now.
This is Cyberspace, and this is Origami white. And then this is called Driftwood, and it's called an accent wood tone from CHI doors.
Yep.
And then these are just magnetic door decorations. And
from Amazon.
Yep, we have links to those. If you guys are interested in helping to support the channel, you can buy those. We would normally have handles here, fake handles, but our construction crew thought it was fun to screw with them every time they would come in and out, and we got sick of dealing with it. So we basically took them off, and we will put them back on at some point. So come on up, guys. So obviously the front door, you haven't seen it. They did this brick down here, and I'm still kind of on the fence about having persisted on that. I think it's going to look really nice when we have the backfill. Obviously this isn't backfilled and the grading is not done. And then we had this spot here where there was a gap. That gap was originally supposed to be a gap with stone, but we ended up not doing that just because the nature of the gap was too small. So come on in. Okay, so guys, we've showed you a lot of this stuff, but it's so close to being done. We just have, I would say, probably 20 or 30 small touch-ups, which is nothing. There'll probably be 20 or 30 more new small touch-ups, to be perfectly honest. But as you can see, the house is really coming together, and we're super excited to report that it's getting close. And when I say getting close, I mean we'll be living here in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. So this is going to be it, and then we will have the other house sold, and it's going to be super nice. We met the people buying it, very nice couple, and help them measure for carpet and things like this. So this is the great room, obviously. The carpet's in. What's this carpet called?
It is, the color is called Satin Sheets.
Satin Sheets. I'm not sure how
I
to
don't,
get that.
yep, but
it matches really well to the Chickdy colored floor.
Yep.
The wood floor. This is a manufactured floor. It's obviously not real hardwood. And then, what do we call this color?
Oh, I think it's Giallo. Ornamental's not right. We'd have to put it in the comments because I can't remember.
It is granite.
Mm-hmm.
We toyed with the idea between granite and
Quartz,
and we just landed on granite because we wanted the heat resistance. And I love the way granite looks. I've always loved the granite in our house. I know that quartz is kind of the thing right now. We have quartz in our bathrooms, and price difference. This was a cheaper granite, or excuse me, this was a mid-level granite, and the quartz was kind of like a lower-end granite, or quartz. So the price points were very similar.
Yep.
We haven't peeled off our protective film yet. We were waiting until the last possible second because we don't want this to get screwed up. Which it would immediately be screwed up by somebody doing something. So this is another room that you guys haven't seen yet, and it's almost completion, but we have a microwave here. Did we show them the microwave?
I don't think so. I think we forgot last time, didn't we?
So we forgot to show you guys this, and I felt bad, but we have this tolerance here. It does not touch. That was not planned out. That was pure luck. So we got really, really lucky, and we're really happy with the way it turned out. We had to trim out these blocks. These were made of, what did we end up using? Aspen. We had a piece of aspen sitting there, and we used 50/50 Kona and Espresso, which are both Varathane products, and then that's exactly what we did on these pine shelves, which are made of glue joined.
Edge glued pine.
Edge glued pine. There you go. It looks like this, guys, if you're buying it. And it comes wrapped like this. Now, the reason we did this, pantry shelving stuff, please don't take or use it. It just worked out well because to buy a hard wood that was this size would have been incredibly expensive. And as you can see, there's a lot of it.
Yes.
So you get a lot of strength from your support system, more so than you might originally expect when you start designing something like this. We didn't want to do super deep shelves, and then we have a cover that's coming in. So we have videos that outline all this stuff if you're into that sort of thing. But we feel like it's turned out really nice, and it kills us because it's always super dusty. Construction dust is killer.
It's awful.
Really frustrating.
And then the fridge will go where you were standing a second ago.
The fridge is going to go where all our crap is.
Our second fridge.
Our second fridge. So that's that, guys.
It's the pocket door so our kids can hide in there and eat snacks.
That's right. hidden snackers. So that's the pocket door that's identical to our mudroom, so when we have parties and things like that. YouTube parties. Then we can do that. And then the office you've seen, so I can be working, and then close off the noise from the kids. We do have 4 kids, as you guys probably have picked up on since we unboxed one of them on this channel. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. It's a thriller. Out here, the deck. You may have noticed when we walked in that the ceiling was painted Tricorn white.
No, origami white.
Origami white.
There you go.
There you go. The other one's black.
Yep.
So we ended up having them paint trim color for the ceiling. And I really like the way it turned out. Megan's happy with it. And then we had to paint the columns. This is not hardy plank. This is LP, just as our columns in the front are LP, because it's easier to work with the LP, which is Louisiana Pacific, for those of you guys who aren't into siding.
Building materials.
James Hardy plank, or James Hardy plank siding, which is concrete board. Concrete board is really heavy, and it's good in certain environments and bad in others, just like LP. It's great in some environments, bad in others. It'd be good here. They're both great products. They both have great warranties. We just happen to land on this, so we don't need any haters coming out here telling us how big a mistake we made, because we made the best decision for us. So this is what it looks like, and then we really like the way it looks. They got the railing fixed on this, and we have all of this is basically a finished product. We ended up just leaving the hardware exposed, I guess, for now, because the builder hasn't done anything about it. And let's show them a view of the back, because we did not have trim around the windows. But being as we didn't do the popular thing today, which is to pay extra for fiberglass, black or brown or whatever color you're into windows. By the way, they're extremely expensive, like double to triple the price of a vinyl window, at least in the Pella line. You can get the Pella Encompass windows in that black trim, but they're just super expensive. In fact, I don't even think they're Encompass anymore. But we like the way that the windows look, but we have been not crazy about the way that the windows work, which is unfortunate. The doors are working great. I mean, the sliders are way better. That is a huge slider. It's 8x8, and our little girl can just barely open it. Not our little girl, but our bigger little girl can open it. So our boys should be able to open it, and then our crazy one, the littlest,
he'll definitely be able to open it.
He'll definitely be able to open it, because he can open the front door too, even though it's an 8-foot tall door. So come on in, guys. Oh, and then lights, of course. You've seen the lights, but I don't know if you've seen the lights. So there you go. And then, of course, we have the ceiling fan, and then we have the lights. Ironically enough, any of you out there listening, this thing always spins, and it's so tempting to come up with a generator for it, which would be awesome, because it's just like always spinning, because the wind is always kicking it one direction or another, and that'd be pretty cool. So come on in. There's gonna be screens here too, obviously, guys. We just don't have them installed yet. So even though this is a big door, the big door slides nicely. They did scratch our vinyl really bad the day they installed it. Big surprise. It sat for months, and then they finally installed it, and then they scratched it. Or no, it was the day they did trim. So it had been sitting there fine in a construction site. They scratched it. Well, the guy came in and he fixed it, and they got about a 95% fix. You can't even hardly tell it's there. So when your builder says, "Oh yeah, we can fix that," he really can't fix it. So just like anything else, they'll try. It'll be slightly better, but it's still never quite right. So if it would have been up to me, I might have persisted a little bit more, because it's frustrating. So this is the way it looks. We've got a couple of touch-ups. Like we said, we got some tape here and there, but otherwise the house is basically getting to where it's done. Are we gonna go downstairs first?
Do we need to go downstairs?
Yes, let's go downstairs.
Oh, that's tape on the wall. I thought
So
it was
we
a plug.
have the finished part of the house ends at the basement stairway. And as you guys have seen, we basically have a unfinished basement, which is typical around here. We have a walkout ranch, so it'll be nice to be able to enjoy this space, and then someday we'll finish it. But as you can see, the floor was clean. I'm not sure exactly if it was cleaned with clean water or dirty water, but it's drying, I guess. So we're probably gonna have to redo that. Very happy with the way the basement has turned out thus far, but we're still really scratching our heads on the layout. We aren't sure what to do. And it's hard. I mean, you guys gotta, if you've ever built a house, you've finished a basement, things like this, there's so many different ideas you have, and you don't wanna like stop this from happening to make this, and it's just all the compromises of building a house again, except it's more complicated since you have less flexibility being that it's already boxed in. So come on in. We have a doorknob and a door, which is nice.
Yay.
Of course, the door is not as effective
Somewhat,
since you can walk through the wall still. So at some point, this is going to be the shop entrance. And we're thinking about some cool things we can do in the shop. Right now, we have a dehumidifier running like crazy to help dry out the floor. Obviously, the walls, they clean the walls. Again, it's not a big deal, but they had spilled some sand and things over, and the construction debris just sticks to all this. And then we have our insulation that's been installed. This hanging, I don't exactly know what they call
blanket
this.
insulation or something?
The blankets.
Yeah.
Insulation blankets.
There you go.
So it goes along all the exterior walls. Some of the builders do part where the ground is in contact. So being that we're in a walkout, the ground is in contact with a lot of our basement, except for that last little bit on this side. And then over here, it's most of the basement. So we'll come over here and we'll just keep going down. And as you can see, we've got basically all the utilities are more or less done. We've got this pressure tank to help. I think of it like a giant hammer arrestor, but I don't think I'm right. I got to figure out what the heck that is. And then basically we've got all of our blanket wraps all the way around. This will be a future bathroom. And like I was saying, obviously you're not going to put an energy blanket up here because you've got insulation in the wall already.
Yep.
So honestly, if it was me and I was installing this, I would have probably just ran it all the way up because I can't imagine it cost any more. But I don't know how it comes off of a roll or what. So this will be the bathroom. There'll probably be an entrance here and then a couple bedrooms down here. So that's the way that worked out. We're real happy with the way it looks down here, except the floor needs to be just a little bit more clean. We have to put in a hot water recirculator. We had them pre-plumbed for that. But the basement is going to be a labor of love for all of you guys because you're going to see all the big projects that we have going. Which, by the way, I need to point something out. I haven't pointed it out. I'm going to point it out to you now. So down here, one of my biggest things is when you go into a basement, make sure you get a wide door. This is a 36-inch door. If you have somebody handicapped, you're going to be wider. But in this case, you want to be able to get the projects out. So this is the other big thing. When I have a big plane that I'm working on, I can go through a big door. These bigger doors are not that much money. It's a very small amount of money more to get a bigger slider. And the day we move in, it's going to be really handy. And if you need the extra room, you can actually take the door out and then you gain about, 3.5 inches.
Yeah.
So if you're moving furniture, fridges, TVs, the big stuff, that's super nice. And of course, we've got the patio out here. You guys have seen this. It's kind of windy. It's a little bit chilly today. Doesn't feel very springy. But this is the only place where we didn't do radiuses because right behind our camera crew, these things are all going to get filled in, and then this is going to be river rock out here, so we don't have to mow around a bunch of
under
poles.
the deck. Yeah.
So, and it's going to look nice, and that's why we chose to do this. It's a little bit more modest size. We can always expand it later, and then if we do radiuses, we'll add those at that point because we're going to be expanding.
Yep.
So that's what we got going on so far. We're going to take you back upstairs, but we will make you walk through. Okay guys, so not sure if we showed you, but the day they put in the carpet, we were really happy with the way the carpet looks. But one of the things that we were bummed about, and you'll want to watch out for this when you build your own house, is that the remnants got taken off site. And we wanted the remnants so we could put them downstairs. And evidently they cut them pretty close, so there just wasn't much left. But we did tell them to keep them here and they didn't, so the interesting part is they said they're going to send remnants from another project to our house. As usual, they can bring garbage to my house. That's what I do best. So closets, if you haven't seen them already, we basically have these barn doors. We have to get something to keep these from swinging, which is not a big deal. Should be something we can add, and then this will be an AV closet. Same thing there, just kind of being careful, swinging it out. So this will have the stereo receiver and things like that. And then it'll wire out there, but we can also wire it out here. So come on down the hallway. Linen closet, very simple, nothing special. And then the kids' rooms. So everything is basically done in these. They have a really nice view. It's going to be so cool watching storms roll through. I don't know if they can see that sunset where you get it on the exposure.
Yeah, I don't know.
And for those of you who are into the farmy stuff, if you look out over the top of the hill, see if there's any cows over there.
There's no cows. They were out there a little bit ago.
Too bad.
A bunch of them.
Yeah, they go over the crest of that hill, and it is really pretty. And then the closets, we did this. We painted the wood. There's no handle in there. We painted this white. This is, do you remember the white?
Alpine white is the trim.
Alpine white, and then all this greener looking color, it's called sea salt.
Yep.
And then the colors out in the living room are Alpaca, and those are Sherwin colors if you end up going with that. This is, what is this, satin? Or what is this?
Eggshell.
Eggshell. And then,
which is similar to satin.
This is gloss.
Yep.
So
the trim.
It makes it way easier to clean. So I would highly recommend going with gloss on the trim if you can tolerate it. It doesn't look bad. It's not super shiny. It's definitely shiny compared to the ceiling paint. So if you do touch-ups, make sure you get the right color. It's going to look a lot the same. So coming through, the laundry is basically, this room has been done with the exception of damage on these. So the guys are coming out to fix that this week. On Thursday, I think. Everything's done in here. Got the sink. Pull out. This is, what brand is this?
Mainline. All of our faucets are mainline.
They're cheap, and we don't, when you start looking at faucets, you start seeing like $400, $500, $600 for a faucet. You're just like, what? Why are they that expensive?
That's crazy.
And it's just asinine. So you go down to Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you have in your country, and you'll find stuff for a third the price, and they're going to be twice the quality. So I don't understand why these plumbing companies think they can just gouge the heck out of you. So when you're looking, be discerning, because they're all made out of plastic. I don't care what brand you like. They're plastic. That's the way they make stuff now, and I don't like it, but it is what it is. Okay, so the master, this is not the master, this is the girls' room.
Yep.
So the girls' room got these nice sparkly handles, and then our carpet guys did a really nice job in here, because look at all those cuts. Did a really nice job. Real happy with that. In fact, the carpet guys did a good job, and they didn't even get to walk up the driveway, or excuse me, they had to walk all the way from the street
with the
all
carpet.
the carpet. I felt so bad for them because the timing just worked out that they ended up being here the day that we got delayed on the approach, or a couple days after that. So luckily they could walk over it at least. So thermostat, they did this programmable thermostat, which is pretty cool. And basically it shows you your idle time and things like this. I don't know that there's anything especially amazing about it, but we like it. It's kind of cool. I'm sure you can get better ones, but it's mid-grade, which is better than all the way at the bottom grade. So this is the kids' bathroom. We did the tile shower because the tile shower was included. In hindsight, even though it looks nice, when we put a shower curtain up here, you're still going to see the top. And then we always do soft close so that the kids cannot slam the lid quite as easy. They will still find a way though.
And those have the built-in.
And there's a linen back here.
Potty
they have the
seats.
built-in potty seats for you guys that have little kids. These things are nice, but they're not soft close. So you got to be careful. And that's a next step product. So I'm sure you can get them. We could link to them. So
yeah, I think so.
Come on into the master. Why don't you lead the way, camera crew?
Oh, okay.
So we've got the can lights, and then we have the schizophrenic, weird startup procedure. Like not sure what's going on. You would think I'm screwing with you guys, but that's the way it does it. So we don't have the remote control open, so we aren't going to mess with that now, but at some point I'll show you how it works. These fans are pretty awesome, and they are not cheap, but they're also pretty cheap for the size.
Fans are also ridiculous.
When you start looking at fans, you'll find out that some of them, you can get economy fans. You get a fan for $100, you get a fan for $50, but you usually get what you pay for on them. The motors are not great. The kids' rooms, they're like $60 fans. So these are casement windows. I don't know if you guys have seen the windows open. We haven't had a ton of rain lately.
Those were pretty good.
The casement windows from Pella,
are nice.
They work good because they're small.
All three of them.
I don't know if you can hear it. They're not going to be able to hear it.
No.
You can hear the waterway. It's so cool. The waterway is over there, guys. I mean, it's all the way down here, but the water falls back here.
Right back there.
So basically those things work really nice, and they open all the way to 90 degrees, which is good for cleaning. And then once you get them closed, everything tucks away neatly, which is cool. And we had them so that they would open like this. They installed them backward, so they had to redo it.
And obviously the big picture window doesn't open, which
Yeah.
makes it a lot more economical.
A lot more.
That window was way cheap.
It was only like $330 for the window.
Yep.
So I think we spent $560 or so when we built we had to pay the builder something too. So this is the master bathroom. Everything's put together. We have some touch-ups in here, so we'll just close it so you can see what it would look like if it wasn't still screwed up. We hung the mirrors. We came up with a solution. Obviously these windows, the trim caused problems on how low we could put the mirrors, or how high we could put them in this case. And so in order to get, because I'm 6'1" or 2 or whatever you want to call this if I'm getting life insurance, I wanted to point it at me. So we put screws in the bottom. We pre-drilled pilot holes. We put screws in the bottom, and then we put a piece of cardboard on there to spread out the weight so we didn't gouge the wall. And then that allowed us to turn a certain number of quarter turns until we were satisfied with the angle. So then when we look in the mirror, you can see your face and you can see the top of your head. So that was a super easy solution. Still not 100% sure I like the way it looks, because when you look into the mirror, everything is a little bit cattywampus on the reflection. But we like the way they look up against this sea salt finish.
These mirrors are just from Lowe's. They're just like stock.
Yeah, just run of the mill. You can go get them.
Cheap.
They're cheap. They were like, what,
40 bucks maybe?
40 bucks. So anyway, we love the way the showers turned out. We haven't used it. It would be awesome to use it. This thing doesn't hit our chandelier, which is nice. And we haven't ever showed them the extra window that we get. There's an extra window that
I don't know if you can see it.
I'm going to show them the extra window.
Okay.
Come on, camera crew. So there's me, and there's the extra window. When it's bright outside, this looks like one big window, and it is super detailed and super easy to see. Now, this is a low light day because of the storminess that we're dealing with. But when it's bright out there and sunny, it is the coolest thing, because you have basically this huge window that's not actually a window, and it's weird. So, and then in the master closet, the master closet's done, and there actually isn't anything to do in here other than cleaning, which, by the way, they are cleaning, and they are going to be getting that done in the next
couple days.
week. I think we're supposed to have grading Monday, gutters Monday, and then they can go for a final occupancy permit, which is good, because here, since we're county here, we can we show 5% grade, we show gutters, and then I think that's the last thing on the list. Of course, you have to basically paint to put the gutters on, and I think that's why the county does it that way. They would normally let you escrow for that sort of thing, except we're in spring in Iowa here, so they're going to make them do it. But anyway, the long and short of it is we want it done because we're moving in like a week and a half. So we love that you guys are here with us. We have so much cool stuff coming up soon. I hope you'll stick around. Airplane stuff, real airplane stuff is coming soon. We need a couple weeks to kind of finish up house stuff before we're going to dig back into that. But it is coming. And then also we are going to be doing some radio controlled stuff as soon as we can possibly do it. Because as soon as I get here, you better believe it, Horizon Hobby, Banggood, somebody is going to be sending me something to my door, and I'm going to be opening it, and you guys are going to love it, because I'm going to show you that new runway, and it is going to be awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking in there. It's been a long 1 year. I feel like we've done half as many videos as I would have wanted to do, and we've still been growing, and we're super grateful for such an awesome audience. Come back for more. We promise we'll have good footage, and I promised you a couple things. Runway, we're gonna show you that, and I promised you shop, setting up the shop. We're gonna make sure we show you bits and pieces, maybe not the entire whole experience, but you're gonna be able to see how we came to our conclusions on how we lay it out, and then we're gonna show you what it looks like when it's done, and probably a little bit in the middle as well. So thanks, guys. Come back for more.